Hey guys, you ever wonder how some stuff is made? Let's find out together. First, bubblegum. As you know, bubblegum comes in all different shapes, sizes, colors, arrays, aromas, distinctions. But how is it made? That's what I'm curious about. Okay, so it starts off as this gum base right here. This is what makes gum chewy, and originally it came from resin from trees, but now, listen to this.
Made of plastics and rubbers.
It's coming from plastic and rubbers? I don't know, some's telling me this ain't right. Gum ain't supposed to be ate. I mean, I swallow mine sometimes. They add the color and then they add the flavor. I mean, I knew things were artificial flavor, but like, I didn't know this is what artificial meant. So they put it in a trash compactor, it looks like, and then they pile in the glucose syrup. This right here, man, oh my God. I know my 4th grade science teacher told me to stay away from this stuff, and they're adding a whole bunch of it to that gum. So next they're throwing in this thing called dextrose, which is a powdered sugar. And look at this thing move, man. It looks like cotton candy. It literally just melts everything together. And look at this. It starts to form a fluffy bubble gum. This is amazing and oddly satisfying to watch. That looks like me when I get on the treadmill and all my fat is just jiggling. So how they know that the bubblegum is actually ready is based off the consistency. It should have a consistency kind of like dough. That is incredible. And then they transfer it by cart to a machine called the pre-extruder. Oh my God, look at it. It forms it up into a nice strip, which could then become the gum. So the extruder must be what causes the shape of the bubblegum. Oh my God. And then they must just cut it into tiny pieces, package it up, and sell it to us. But wait, they gotta cool the gum first. I didn't even know this. I didn't know gum was once hot. So once they cool it, they put it through this machine. It cools it to 3 to 7 degrees Celsius, which means it won't be as sticky anymore, so that they're able to wrap it up and give it to us and we can indulge without it sticking all over. Oh, and this is how they wrap it. Look at this. The vise on this machine, it grabs just the right amount of gum that is gonna fit in each packet. So you can never sit there and say, hey, is my gum gonna be a little bit bigger than the last piece? It's all gonna be exactly the same. Wow, look at these robots just going at it, twisting the edges. I always thought for some reason there was a little man or woman in there twisting each piece of gum. It literally lines up perfectly just so it can grab and twist. And look at this in full speed. We need to have a trigger warning for the epileptic here because that is going so fast. Oh, you can't even see it moving. That's how fast it's going. Good Lord. And just like that, 400,000 pieces of gum is made. I love this gum though too. This gum right here, this double bubble, whatever it's called, delicious. Okay, I can honestly say I did not know gum was made like that, but what about peanut butter? How do they make peanut butter? I'm curious about that. Like, is it just peanuts and butter or what? Let's find out. Okay, so peanut butter as we know it today was invented in 1890 by an American doctor. So check this out. First off, you need peanuts to make peanut butters. And look how many peanuts this is. This is millions of peanuts. Oh my God, look at them all. They all come perfectly de-shelled. They go through this right here. This is the roaster. As you can see, the peanuts are moving, right? The machine is moving. This is so that they get perfectly roasted all the way around this peanut. That is way more thought process than I ever thought would come for peanut butter. And as you can see, look at, they're popping out right here. You can see they were light, now they're darker brown, which means they're roasted and they're ready. Don't tell me there's a machine that separates all of them too, by color. Wow, so right when they're done with the heater, they go directly into a cooler, which cools them to a certain degree, which allows the peanut not to exert too much oil, keeping a better flavored peanut. That's incredible. So this machine is called the blancher, and it literally removes the skin of the peanuts. It literally just rubs them in between rubber belts, and that's what removes the skin. And it splits them in half and removes the heart of a peanut. I didn't even know a peanut had a heart.
The skins go to farmers for pig feed, and the hearts go into bird feed.
Oh my God, and look at this. Nothing is wasted when it comes to peanuts. The skins actually go to farmers for pigs' feed. The pigs eat this. The birds are enjoying too. Wow, that's like satisfying to look at, I'm not gonna lie. So then they sit in this big stainless steel bucket and get sucked up this tube. I don't know why I'm jealous of a peanut right now. Are they getting sucked up or are they getting mashed to oblivion? Oh, no. Here is the grinder. Okay, so they get dropped into this grinder where they will then turn into the peanut butter paste, if you will. And look at this. Oh my God, it probably just stirs for hours on end. Like, if you had to pay this robot hourly, let's just say it'd be as rich as Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that's satisfying. Oh, that looks like that thing from that Wipeout show. You know, you either duck under or jump over. I didn't know that made peanut butter also. So then the next thing that goes in is the other ingredients that go into your peanut butter. For example, sugar. So as you can see, it is perfectly like measured out. They know exactly how much sugar to put in there. And then there's also some vegetable oil they said that they put in there. Look at this. Allowing the perfect amount to fall right into that peanut butter. Man, oh, I would love to just you know? Now all the jars are heading down the assembly line to be filled. So check this out. This is where things just are crazy, how these machines are built to do one single task. For example, this pushes the peanut butter glass, while another hand grabs the other peanut butter glass, while this one just literally fills it up to the exact amount that you're supposed to have. No less, no more. You know, everything is down to a measurement. This is where math comes in key, but I'm not doing this kind of work, so I don't need math. Like, you could never look at 2 peanut butter jars and say this one has a little more. Not with machines like this. Oh God, that's like me after Taco Bell. There's even a robot to spin the lid on. Imagine the guy that created that robot. Well, what does your robot do? Mine spins the lid on the peanut butter perfectly. You're a genius. Cool, we know how peanut butter is made, but have you ever wondered how they make a jawbreaker? Like, how do you make something strong enough to break my jaw? Let's find out. Jawbreakers. The bowling ball of candy. Put your jaw to the test with one of these rock hard candies. Bite in and enjoy. Oh wow, so I didn't even know this, but this is the bubblegum center of a jawbreaker. I've never been to the center of a jawbreaker, so I didn't know it was bubblegum, but turns out it is. And then they mix in a synthetic rubber and a powdered resin. I don't know, something's telling me we shouldn't be eating jawbreakers. Something about the resin and the rubber, but hey, if the name wasn't deterring enough, it all blends together like this. Then they start adding like a thickener in there, the preservatives. Oh my God, they turn it into a complete liquid first. So it starts off kind of like us humans. We all start as liquid, if you know what I mean, don't know? Ask your daddy. So they get poured into these big, nasty looking crates. Like, these look like painter crates. They need to be washed. It almost looks like pancake mix, if I'm being honest. Oh my God, this right here, what you guys are seeing in front of yourself, could make 450,000 jawbreakers. Like, that's, I think, enough for the whole entire world. How many people are eating jawbreakers? It's almost surprising that this gets that hard. Look, they're whacking this shit with an axe. This isn't just a hammer, that's a full-on axe. And then they throw it back into this mixer and it just destroys that. You guys saw he used an axe, and now this machine is turning it into a gum-like texture. It looks very sticky. So this right here is 40 kilos of gum added into the jawbreaker. So there actually is a lot of gum inside of a jawbreaker, believe it or not. I didn't know that. And then they're gonna add in their artificial flavors. I know this looks like piss, but I can assure you it's just an artificial flavoring. And they just keep mixing. That's incredible. Truly, it looks like they're making cement in there with how dirty it is. So now the batch is dumped into this extruder, which makes these long ropes of jawbreakers, which I'm guessing they're gonna cut up into smaller jawbreakers. Wait, I was wrong. It goes through another extruder, which then separates it into 6 hollow tubes. And it's hollow because they want the center to have pockets of air. So as you can see, this machine is chopping it up into these like smaller size ropes. As you can see, they're still pretty long, but check this out right here. It slides up in here, perfect fit. And look at these. It literally cuts them all into tiny little jawbreaker balls. The perfect ball. This is incredible. If you own a company like this, you're making hundreds of thousands of jawbreakers a day. Look at this. They're even polishing them. They want them to be perfect. There is a machine for everything. Man. And this right here is the cooling tunnel where they actually run these jawbreakers non-stop so they can cool the centers. That's amazing. Like, just throw them in a refrigerator, but this will maintain the circular shape as a ball, but still keep it solid inside.
To 5 tons of force to compress the powder into a solid sweet.
What? And this becomes the center of the jawbreaker. This is incredible. Look at this. It pushes down with so much force, and just when you think it's over, it ain't, all right? They just grabbed all of those jawbreakers, they threw it in here, and this is where they're adding the corn syrup, the sugar, all those artificial flavors, everything to keep these preserved. As you can see, they have a lot of them going at once. This is why there's so many jawbreakers in the world. I would have never thought a jawbreaker was made like this. Like, I don't know how I thought it was made, but I didn't think it was like this. Look at this. They just get rowdy with them and they mess around, make different colors. This is called the trippy look. It's with new flavors, new colors. That's why they have so many layers. It's because they're pressed. That's crazy. Okay, jawbreakers are cool and all, but how about erasers? Let's find out. Oh man, I used to love these in elementary school. I used to pretend they were little like race cars on my desk and I'd be racing erasers around. Making an eraser is an intense process, it says, but make no mistake, an eraser is a student's best friend. Let's see how it's really made. So the main ingredient is synthetic rubber. So as you can see, they grab this chunk of rubber and they put it in this mill, which just continually keeps flattening it out, and it almost turns into what looks like a cotton candy, if you will. It's interesting because they also grab in all of the old defective erasers that maybe didn't come out right, the shape is different. They add it in here, combining it to really remake the eraser so they could really have no bad erasers. There should be no excuse for bad erasers because they should have been recycled and remade. So then they add in some other ingredients like sulfur and some coloring, and they literally let this go at it for literally 10 minutes until it becomes like dough. Then they start adding in vegetable oil and some other kind of sulfurs, and they just start mixing them all together. Like, I didn't know you mix this many stuff together and you end up creating an eraser, and then they just flatten it up. They just smash it up until it becomes the thickness of a rubber. And then they have these giant sheets that they continue to mill until they're like perfectly cut out big slabs of eraser. This blows my mind because sometimes I'm like, how did you make this eraser 2 colors, right? Without any kind of like spread. They press it together with so much weight that it literally merges together as if it was one. Check this out, it's now a 2-toned eraser. That's incredible, all because of weight. And then they get chopped into the tiny little erasers. I feel like honestly it takes about probably an hour to make 10,000 erasers. That's incredible. This is a business that I need to form. Then it goes through some other machines which will strip away and cause them to be perfectly squared erasers. Look at that. It's not your classic square. This is like a slanted on both ends side of eraser. I like that. Then they throw in some talc to prevent them from sticking together. Oh wow, and they spin for 3 to 5 hours just to get off all the abrasive edges. And look, it did work. It made that a perfectly nice eraser. And then it goes through the stamping process so they can throw their branding on there. That's amazing, man. That is truly amazing. Look at it. It literally flips the eraser so it can stamp both sides of it. Oh my God. Like, it knows which way it needs to stamp. If it's on the wrong side, it's gonna flip it. I'm amazed, man. It's just like the thought and the ingenuity that these people have had in the past to create these machines and companies that have been around for so many years. Truly blows my mind how some stuff is made, doesn't it? If you guys like these videos and you want to see how more stuff is made, hit me up in the comments and let me know, and we will follow up with another episode. I love you guys. Pick up the merch, BrennenTaylor.com, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Friends stick together to the end. Then you go and stab me in the back.